Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Judd Morgan, and I just finished watching episode 5 of Moon Knight The Asylum. And I gotta say, this is quite a bit of an improvement over the previous episodes. The last two specifically, I've straight up hated and thought was definitely the wrong direction for the series going forward, making numerous mistakes and just being trash, honestly. This one is improvement. It is definitely an improvement, though only marginally so. Like everything that it got right was easy stuff that like a first year film student could get right, but coming from current day Marvel, that's pretty impressive. So I'm going to give them props where props are due. I love psychological stuff. I love trippy stuff. Those are some of my favorite movies and TV shows kind of delve into that arena, and this one did to a certain extent. Very straightforward, basic type. Reminded me a lot of an episode from season 5 of Supernatural where Sam and Dean die and go to heaven and have to relive their memories trying to find a way to escape. Very much reminded me of that. But before we get any farther, there will be spoilers ahead, so a little warning for that. Yeah, so the episode just sees Mark and Steven trying to negotiate with the turmoil inside their heads, come to an understanding between each other, especially to balance out their scales so that they'll be able to reach the Egyptian afterlife or pass through the gates of Osiris to get back to the real world. And partway through, you find out that Amit and Harrow are currently judging souls on a mass scale, sending people down to the Duat. So it's like time is running out, arbitrary countdown clock. But when they delved into the memories, that's where the episode really shined. Every time they left the memories, every time they started talking about present day stuff, when they started talking about Layla, fuck her, the hippopotamus lady, that's where all things were wrong. But when they were inside the memories, that's where they got everything right. And the stuff with Harrow, the occasional side flash into him being their doctor, that stuff was in the more present day, not great category. But yeah, whenever they were in their memories, they were doing good. I hated the hippopotamus lady. Her voice just did not match her model, and she just didn't sound or talk like an Egyptian god that had lived for 1,000 years or thousands of years. There should be a bit of an aloofness to a character like that, and a strength and a power to them that Moon Knight tries to get with Khonshu and doesn't even succeed with him. So they've really been mishandling all deities in this show and really not having an understanding of what it would be like to be that ancient. So yeah, anytime she was on screen, I was a bit annoyed. But yeah, again, the memories. I was really impressed that they were willing to have the mom be abusive. That seems very against the current Marvel policies, woke policies. You can't show a woman being bad. Even if they are bad, they are misunderstood, and you can't see the hero fight a female villain. And there's just a lot of rules and baggage that comes along with that I was slightly impressed they showed Mark's mom beating him, being very emotionally abusive to him, and blaming him for something that, he was a child. So delving into that aspect of it and why his personality split like they did, why he needed Steven, all that stuff I thought was interesting. Still very casually got right, like basic stuff, but when it comes to Marvel TV shows especially, you gotta praise basic because they're not very good at even getting the basics right. So I really, really did enjoy that. They're still debasing Mark. I don't like how they flip-flop on Mark's character. They call him, the confident one. They set him up in the first few episodes as the strong, confident one, the one who knows what he's doing, the cool, calm, collected, and they keep flip-flopping back and forth whether or not he's the hardened killer who does what needs to be done or the screaming baby who's terrified at everything and sobbing all the time. So just his inconsistency makes it more difficult. He's just Steven without a British accent at this point, and so there's not a whole lot of dichotomy between the characters to the level that I would have expected and would have hoped for from what the first few episodes set up, and all that would have been interesting. One thing that I'm still a little bit confused about is they've shown that they've been dealing with this dichotomy since they were children, at least between the two of them, switching back and forth. And why did it only take recent events to shift Steven into the forefront to realize what was going on? Because, a lot of weird stuff happened. Mark had been Khonshu or Moon Knight for years at that point, so he would have found blood. He would have, had more evidence. I don't know what specifically of these events are what kicked him into gear beyond maybe the first Jackal appearance. That's the only inciting incident that I can find that would have really separated the two personalities enough for them to recognize each other, or at least for Steven to recognize Mark. Kind of unclear about how all that turned out. Hopefully they'll address it in the final episode, but I still don't trust Marvel's writing skills. This may have just been a fluke and got right on accident. So I'm still not holding out hope for the series as a whole. Just like, come on, get there, crawl across that finish line, dragging your corpse behind you. Because yeah, it's still dealing with the baggage of the previous episodes, which were trash. So not not liking everything that surrounds this episode, and I'm sure in the next one they'll go back to the real world and all the garbage will come back, so it'll be a slim glimmer of positivity in an otherwise mediocre to shitty show. So we'll have to see how it all turns out, but I did like this one slightly more than its predecessors. So I think I'd have to give this a 6.5 out of 10, and we'll just have to wait to see how the last episode really wraps things up in the end. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Anon. If you like what I do here and want to see good, compelling stories that Hollywood will no longer give you, check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues. Books 1, Down in Flames, and Book 2, Apocalypse Then, currently on sale. Book 3, Kill the Dark, coming soon.